Namaskaram. Namaskaram. Louder.
Namaskaram.
What I will do is I'll start with some of the books. I must thank Dr. Ravi for the kindness of hosting us. I am here just because of one little girl here who deserves a bouquet. See this? I am here just because of her. I met both mother and daughter in Delhi in a program. After that, see, when the program is over, generally people forget. But I got a message from her saying that every day Vicky is speaking about you. So that means it is not immediately after that, after a few days. Correct? And I want to learn more from you. And I had an invitation in Goa for a conference. Generally, conference is only to link people and talk to people, meet somebody, make relationships. Otherwise, there is nothing great to learn. But the topic was beautiful. The topic given was elemented education. Okay. So immediately I spoke to the organizer and asked what is elemented. He himself don't know what is elemented. Somebody suggested, he posted. But I knew what is it because I don't know how many of you are very good in the Indian heritage knowledge, which I am very good. Not because of me, I have got great gurus. So every pujari in the temple chants a lot of mantras. All of you should have pen and paper. You may get a certificate from here, but I certify that you are a student only when at the end of the program you take a picture of that and send it to me. Understood? See, we have every pujari is eligible to do puja only when they have shuddhi. You understand what is shuddhi, right? Yeah. It's called the Sapta Shuddhi. 7 shuddhi has to be there. Pranamana Vyana Udhana Samanane Shuddhyannam Jyotiraham Viraja Vipatma Bhuya Sanga Swaha Vakmana Chakshu Srotra Grana Jikhuva Yodo Vidya Vidya Sankalpa Me Shuddhyannam. You don't get anything, right? Ask a pujari who is in a puja and then ask him what is Sapta Shuddhi. He will use the second alphabet in our mother tongue. What is the second alphabet in the mother tongue? When we don't know, that's what we do, right? It says prana, apana, vyana, udhana, samana. The air which we take inside has to be clean. Your body has to be clean. The body becomes clean only when the environment is clean. You can imagine this concept of India is from which year? Nobody knows when we started all these rituals. So that means your earth on which you are living has to be clean. Correct? The water has to be clean. Air has to be clean. And your chit, manas have to be clean. All the process happens in the word. I knowingly used manas, not mind. Mind is confusing. Where is your mind? No. All the doctors will say, is it the heart? No. Actually, mind is a software in our body which processes all the inputs from the indriyas. I see, yesterday we were discussing, I see, but I don't see sometimes. We hear, but we don't listen. Correct? Only when the brain processes, it becomes ours. So what is knowledge? All the indriyas accept something and I start judging, criticizing, analyzing. It's nice to hear and do like this. All these are technical terms which I am saying. If you cannot write the full, write at least the first letter of that so that you can ask questions. Keep on writing. A good student is one who take notes. Take notes. And at the end you make a note. Okay, so learning comes only when you criticize, analyze, judge, compare, and make your reflections. You have to make your reflections. This is what I understood. What do you perceive? What do you understand? What you consume from what I am saying depends on how much knowledge you have. Correct? So you capture something based on your knowledge. So you are a perceiver. The perceiver perceives the way the perceiver wants to perceive and not the speaker wants the perceiver to perceive. I want you to understand like this, but it will not happen. You will understand the way you understand, right? Now you know why I shifted to that. Correct? So your reflection you should write. Otherwise after some time you will forget. And same thing, you re-look at it again, you will realize it again in a different style. If you are not realizing, that means you are not learning. Get it? Somebody says, I have got 18 years of experience. You have never reflected on that, it's not experience. Got it? You must keep reflecting. So what I did was, all that around us, earth, water, air, fire, and the thought process. Walk. Walk is what? Walk. Word. Correct? Walk. Where the word comes from? Eh? Most of you, when you speak in your classroom, the word comes from your brain. But for me, word comes from my heart. My manas. If you teach from the manas, it gets into the manas. If you teach from the brain, it may not get into the brain. I'll give a small example. You see your mother. Will you look at her and say, who is this? Will you ask any time? Right? Do you have a doubt? How much time it takes to recognize? Very fast, right? Bhaji. Bhaji is not there, but the time I told Bhaji, everybody has Bhaji in your eyes. The smell also will come now. Now the tongue start watering. Yes or no? So all the indriyas are connected. The time you hear, I only said mother. Immediately the mother's picture would have been in your. Now I will tell you some mathematics equation. What will happen? Nothing comes in the. Today morning I was listening to one small Gadkare. Who is Gadkare? Minister for. He was quoting a minus a plus b in the whole square is not a square plus b square. It is plus 2a, right? So two people join. It makes more production. Actually, it's wrong. I am a mathematician. Not every time two people join, it becomes positive. It can also become negative. It can be a minus b whole square. It becomes a square plus b square minus 2ab. The productivity goes down also. But nobody taught him that. Understood? So when you hear, what happens is you know, oh, great knowledge. Why? Because you don't know the basic mathematics, there is another formula, right? When you know there is another formula, you will reflect on that and say, yeah, it's not perfect. So your knowledge ends where your boundary. You have to think beyond boundaries. Then only you become a scientist. And that happens not when you look into the book. Look around the book. Knowledge is not within the lines, it is between the lines. Are you getting what I am saying? I am a poet. When I write poems, each word is very, very carefully written. Somebody was quoting Kalam. All of you write Kalam, K-A-L-A-M. What is the spelling? Reverse and read. Reverse and read. Malak. Do you know what Malak means? Malak means angel. But that is in Hebrew. What is in Arabic or Urdu? That means the decoration on your dress when you wear the parda, you have got a decoration there, that's called the malak. So I wrote a poetry, my malak to kalam, the malak. My malak to kalam, the malak. My decorations to kalam, who is an angel. The day he died, I wrote a poetry. So you can reflect only when you have great knowledge and when you have the provoking thoughts in you. So it should come. So the knowledge is not just the feelings, it is the thoughts, it is the I have great thoughts but I don't have words to use. What level? I cannot express, right? But where is the thought coming from? I don't know, where is it coming from? All of you are bachelors? You have a degree called a bachelor? Most of you have? I am a bachelor of mathematics. I am a bachelor of law. I am a bachelor. Bachelor means what? I am not a bachelor of management, but I am a master of management. So what is B stands for? Bachelor. What is bachelor? Poor Vice Chancellor signs off the certificates. You ask him what does it mean? What is bachelor? In Kannada what do you say? Or in Hindi what do you say? In your mother tongue what is bachelor? Brahmachari. Correct? What is Brahmachari? So you are a Brahmachari I am a Brahmachari in mathematics. You never heard this. For you bachelor is married or unmarried, right? I am a bachelor means I am not married. You know what does it mean? A bachelor is one who always thinks about women. Or a lady who always thinks about men. After marriage, correct? Kannada? My Kannada is correct? Madhve? What is Agogide means? Finished, right? Madhve means what? Happiness. Happiness finished. Kalyanam? అయిపోయింది. Telugu. Ella అయిపోయిందా? అయిపోయింది. Why? You got married. Why? Why? Your spouse is called the husband. I mean, you can all laugh like this, but Prabhu Maharaj will be thinking, why she is smiling like this? When I made a joke, she was not smiling. Now I will tell you when to smile, correct? And for husbands, wife is husband. Or WIFE, very invited forever. Yesterday she was telling, no, it's not like that because we give a lot of dowry. Wealth in full enjoyment. Life is very simple. Correct? She is very serious. Don't worry, I'll put this on YouTube. Your husband will ask why you are not smiling when joking. You are thinking about somebody else or what? When you focus on something, that is called the brahmachari. I am a brahmachari. Most of the people are brahmachari in dress, ornaments, breakfast, eating. Morning when you see, utaita. You ask the people, You generally speak about eating only, right? Because they are brahmacharis in eating. 3 years you are a brahmachari in mathematics, then you become eligible to become master of that subject. That's why 3 years brahmacharya. Never heard this, right? B.Ed means Bachelor of Education. At least 1.5, 2 years I was thinking about education in my life. Therefore I understand how education has to go. What is Brahma? There is one Brahma, right? There is a Brahma Muhurtam. What is Brahma's job? God of creativity. Who is Brahma's wife? Saraswati. So your vocabulary, words, communication skill comes only when you are creating. That is why the pair is given as Brahma and wife as. See, in Bharatiya tradition of God, he is not illogical. It is logical. It is to do something with our life. It's only thoughts. There is no rupam. But we have a lot of rupam. Saraswati means we have got some beautiful lady, correct? With a sari. Who told you Saraswati was wearing sari? And Krishna was wearing chudidar. And in Krishna's temple you cannot go with the chudidar. That is all because of the tradition is what is being practiced, not the real concept. It is called Sankalpa. Deva Sankalpa. Sankalpa means my imagination. So every one of us are capable of imagining. That is what is education is. Education is to imagine. But we don't imagine. When something happens in front of us, we don't imagine. That is where we fail. All the people who have got by birth lot of creativity. But all the nursery, LKG, UKG, L kilogram, U kilogram, M kilogram, all those teachers, I am not talking about you generally, I have been talking to millions of teachers in this world. They are the worst people who are making all kids non-creative. Luckily, I never studied nursery, LKG, UKG. I was directly promoted to grade 1 because it was not there in the traditional education system. And I joined school before I became 5 years old. Because put them, my date of birth is, or all my classmates' date of birth is same. Because headmaster writes June 1st you have to be 5 years, 30th and 31st he will write one more. The demography of many of the places, I have done a lot of research. In Tamil Nadu it is always 25th December, August 15th, January 1st, date of birth. Now how somebody can do delivery only on these holidays? They decided this is the date of birth so that the birthday can be celebrated on a holiday. Okay. When somebody came and asked, what is your date of birth? I wrote, it's a Sunday. Sunday, okay, then it's wrong. Sunday you cannot deliver, that's holiday. The doctor's we never bothered our age. We never bothered what is the qualification we require. I remember I joined in school when I wanted to get a fellowship when I was doing my masters. I realized my guardian is my father, but he is no more. When I was 4 years, he died. He never changed the guardian's name. When I wanted a fellowship, they asked a death certificate. That time I said, yeah, my father died, but I don't have a death certificate. He is still alive on the certificates. We were not bothered, but today everybody is on certificates, right? Correct or not? I don't value all these certificates. I studied an LLB because during my PhD in Bangalore University, I did my fluid mechanics with the Vice Chancellor, who was 2 terms Vice Chancellor. During that time, my roommate happened to be an LLB student, so I started reading his book. When I finished my PhD, immediately I registered for LLB. Without reading, I wrote exam at them. Because I taught that subject before, right? So you should start learning first, but not expecting that tomorrow I want a degree, I want a job in that. How many of your children are like that? I was a professor of university, even now I am a professor of practices for ICFA University. I can go to any of the ICFA in the country and then do lectures. Many of the professors or teachers do PhD and on a subject which I don't even have a degree. So knowledge is not based on the certificates, based on the knowledge. Knowledge is experience. Knowledge is how many questions you can ask. No starts from I know. You want to tell, what do you say generally? Ask me question, I will answer, right? How do you check knowledge evaluation? Question. What is question? What is the root word for question? Quest. I want to know, I want to know, I want to know, I want to know. By birth, all of us had this quest. You make a small child to move around, every item that will grab and then look at the mother and look like, and you are supposed to tell what is it, right? Correct or not? And if they grab mobile, what do? Give it to me, it's mobile, and you put it. Will the child cry? Immediately it will say something else, it will grab. Understood? It hunted for new all the time. We were all like that. We are all like that. No difference, either human or animal. What is the difference between human being and animal? They see, grab it. Dog also does it, right? But will it ask its mother, what is it? But child, you can see immediately they will ask. So from birth, they have this ability. But what are the KG teachers doing in the classroom? Maximum times a word is used. You know what is it? Keep quiet. Silence, please. Keep quiet. Correct or not? How many of you decided from today I am not going to use this word keep quiet? Then your child will become a scientist in their life. I was never, no teachers could make me keep quiet. Because the school was ours and the headmaster used to come to my house, and if somebody, some headmaster or some school teacher tells me something, I will immediately go and sit on his lap. Who are you? Why are you asking things like this? So the most naughty student in my school up to 6th class. So 7th class I was put in a very meritorious school 20 kilometers away from my village. 8th grade. 27 children, guarantee was all the 27 will get. Those days no A+, first rank in all the first class. That was a great achievement in a village, neighboring. And 30,000 people wrote the entrance exam. By mistake I got admission. Though I was one of the worst students in the village, maybe others are much worse than me. That's the only thing. Competitive exam is always like that, not your merit. It always means somebody else is not good, so you are in. Or by chance it happens. Correct? Because multiple choice, you put everything A, definitely 25% will come. A, B, C, D. They are not to give everything A, everything B, right? So 25% is guaranteed when you put A, B, C, D options are there, you mark everything A, definitely you will get 25%. That's the best method to get 25%. That itself is good enough to get bank jobs. If you take random here and there, you may get 0 also. And negative also possible, right? Negative is, that is why they put negative. So 25% becomes, but 75% is wrong, 4 out. That's why negative marks get. In our time that was not there. Correct or 0, that's it, correct? So luckily I got it. But they realized that I am not a good student, I was thrown out of the school. The end of 8th class, headmaster called me, gave a cover, I thought some love letter is given. I opened it, get out of the school, this is your TC. You are not fit for this school. I went back to the same school after so many years with a lot of degree, all the credits, university. I was called there to give prize for all the A+ winners. And I told it, from same class I was thrown out. I am giving certificates. So don't underestimate any of your students. Got it? Don't think that this boy doesn't study maths. I got 4 marks out of 60 when I was, those days there is no +1, it is pre-degree. Before degree 2 years, pre-degree. So I failed in maths, physics, chemistry, all the subjects. Only Malayalam I passed, English also I failed. So my brother told you can study only, he was a professor of zoology. He said you can study Malayalam. I said, which subject I cannot study? He said maths. I will take PhD in mathematics. Just to challenge him, I took my PhD in mathematics. Not because I love maths. I love every subject in the world. There is no subject which is good or bad. That is why up to 10th class, lot of subjects are introduced to you. Correct? So why are you teaching LKG, UKG? Not to get him grade 1 admission. That every buffalo will get. It's very easy. Anybody in this country can write 10th class without having any qualifications. Open school scheme is there. Anybody can write a degree without even having any basic qualification. Why are they put in the schools? Why are they put in colleges? I was in an engineering college executive director, professor of MBA. I keep telling, it's all lot of, in Andhra Pradesh, I was working in Hyderabad as MBA professor. Most of the people are girls only comes for MBA. That is because government fee reimbursement is there. So instead of sitting at home, they can sit in a class. And I keep telling them there is only one advantage when you pass an MBA. Your mother is only 8th grade failed, but your children can tell my mother is an MBA. There is no other use of your qualification. Don't think qualifications will give you great job, great knowledge. In India, there are 4% pass in BTech. In 1985, I was teaching in Vishwesvaraya College of Engineering in Bangalore. I did my PhD in Bangalore. That time, my sitting place was Vishwesvaraya College of Engineering, which is the university today. Last week, I was talking to Vice Chancellor of Vishwesvaraya University. On a Zoom meet, we had a meeting. So don't think that, no, I was bad in maths, but I started teaching mathematics in engineering college soon after my masters. So any student who don't like anything, send it to me. I'll make them to love that subject. So teacher's job is not teaching. What is the job? Making them to love that subject. But what happens, most of your students, they hate. I got a small book, the copy is not there. Yesterday I gifted to somebody. The book is called Life Made Simple. Most of my books are on L-I-F-E, life. Why? Most important is life, right? What is life? Live in full enjoyment. But seeing you, you're all, when this fellow is going to stop, when is my lunch coming? You're all more worried about Madhya Pradesh, not Uttar Pradesh. Vedanta go Brahmanaha Kshatriyo Vijayi Bhave Vaishyo Dhana Samruddhaha Shudra Sugama Bhave. We want Sukham, 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 Sukham. And my Guru says, as the map of India, from north to south, people become so unhappy. Correct? Hege ide? Anida ide? Correct or not? Bhokta ide? How is your life? Going on like this. Tamil, eppadi irukku? Eppadiye pogu. Malayalam, my language. Ingane pogu. You ask Bangla, Balwanche, Majhemenche, Gujarati. Always happy. You see the serials coming in the TV, always they smile. South Indian, going on like this. I said, why should you go like this? Finish it fast, yeah. Why come this? See, between B and D, yesterday I was telling, there is a C. Birth and death, you have to cherish life. That's why God is given birth and death. Between birth and death, what you should have? Cherish. What is cherish? I should cherish that I was in Belgaum. A moment in your life. I may not remember everything, but you remember few moments in life. How many such moments you can create? That's your wealth. It's not the bank balance. How many such moments you can create? How many of your children will remember, oh, I had a KG teacher, you're great. How many of your parents of your children come to your house on a holiday or your birthday and then, I did it. I am not telling anything which is I did not practice. My son, who is now in America as a nuclear scientist, when he was in KG, on his birthday I will take him to the teacher's house. Whenever I travel across, I see this is the house, I go inside and then talk to them. Why your parents don't come to you? Because children gives a different picture of yours, right? My life made it simple. I said, who is the best person in the world? Ask a 3-year-old child. You can read it. It's on my, all my books are freely available on my website. Go to my website, download the PDF. But you don't have time now. You all are busy. In your group which we created, I keep counting the number, the time I will tell this many people are there. I kept my messages in between, none of you responded. Teachers are the only community who don't respond. I teach, I am not teaching teachers alone. I will tell you, I teach insurance company, LIC agents in the whole India who makes $1 million business. There is a MDRT, $1 million round table. MDRT, DrTPS, you type. But I don't with one set of books. I parcel the books there, and then I tell the counter there are books available, you buy that, and then after that the books are over, I will tell them you take your visiting card, fold how much amount you have, put it there in the box, that much book I will send you. No teachers I do this, because they don't read. Most of my relatives are teachers, that's why I have good experience. My maths teacher was my brother. Because we run a private school which is aided by government, anybody can get appointment there and government will pay salary. So those who don't get any other job becomes teachers. And once you become teacher, you can get no other jobs in your life. So you don't get, because this is the most leisurely job. Nothing much to be done. Which class you teach? Don't. I will start asking questions in your subject. See, in China, teachers are well paid, but you know the guarantee? Every year they have to write exam and then prove that they have knowledge. Correct? What is the trend in education? All the seminar, everybody keeps talking about augmented reality. Now I will ask you, what is augmented reality? I will come just now and you will never come to the place. See, you are not updating. You understood? That is where is it more. You ask it. See, I have been director for an academic staff college, teaching the university professors, Center of University Grants Commission. I was a professor there. I was a director there. We hear teachers discussing each other. History is a beautiful subject here. You know why? It doesn't change, you know. So once you study, you can do the whole thing. Okay, then I will ask you, what is the original name of Belagavi? Why? Why it's called VENUGRAMA? Bamboos. I don't know how many of your children know this. You are getting what I am saying? Your textbook have got London Bridge. Correct or no? Where is London Bridge? All of you raise your hands. Take it, raise your hands. Take it on your head. Janma agogidi. London Bridge is falling down. What is the poet written? London Bridge is when? than 200 years. Is it still falling down? Yes, in your textbook and KG classes, still it is falling down. What a marvelous world is this. You never asked this question, right? It has, before it has fallen down, America, a rich man purchased it and took the whole bridge and then made it in Arizona. So where is London Bridge? In Arizona. You never asked this question. Look at that DrTPS London Bridge. At least know my name. Dr. Doctor, that is mathematics. No gap, no dot. DrTPS, teachers, parents, students. That's what I do. But before that, I was with the Prime Minister and that was police job. So TPS is top police service. Before that I was a scientist. So what is TPS? Temperature, pressure, second. My PhD is in thermodynamics. So what is thermal power station? So whatever I did is my name. Ask question. If you don't ask question, you know how to sing that song. You know as much as your student knows. Not enough. You have to change. Correct? So when a topic comes to you, what do I do? Keep asking questions. And what do? I write it down and publish this. So I gifted this book to everyone. I print it, give to them, and then no. Only one copy I left, the rest of the copies I left. This is what I do. I was in Sri Lanka the other day, last week this Colombo. I wrote a book called Adaptive Learning. Before that I wrote another book called Adaptive Learning. That was in 2007. Yeah, 2007. When I was director, academic staff college, I told how you can use all the recordings, put it onto YouTube, you become an international teacher. Why? Because it goes to YouTube. Understood? Your class, when you record and put it onto YouTube, you are becoming a international teacher. All your classes should become like that. If you think it is great. Understood? That is called airable. Airable means it goes in air, right? Telecastable. Your class have to be telecastable. That is why cameras are kept everywhere, right? So that you behave properly. Otherwise you will violate rules. So when I record, what am I doing? I am becoming more conscious. When somebody is looking at you, do you think Prime Minister, when we get an itching, we can do like this? No, finished. Tomorrow all the TV will show. Understood? So people will look at you. That is what, when you grow, people will start looking at you. And so many children are not looking at you luckily in the KG classes. Why? Because you make them to sit on a 1 feet chair and their height is only 1 feet, you stand like this. So only this part of the body has to be like. What a boring class is this, yeah? That is why I keep saying your classroom itself is wrong. Correct or not? Now, lot of people started selling furnitures in which what is they do? They receive different shaped furnitures and children have to look at that only. So you are insignificant there. That is what the modern classrooms are. They will look each other, right? Most of them are like that. There is a subject in B.Ed, classroom management. I don't know how many of you have done. I teach in B.Ed, though I don't have a B.Ed. I do classes for communication skill, technology management, all that in B.Ed classes. So you must know what and how the classroom has to be so that your deliberation becomes so casual. So what I did, I wrote a book on adaptive learning. What is adaptive? See, there is a rule in normal classroom also. Many people, many teachers think that you must be thinking, why am I standing here? No? Many teachers think that I can go in between and I am a great teacher, right? And some teachers, you can see most of them will stand in the middle and then speak. The friendest people are the best students always. Backbenchers are always backbenchers. Because they want to skip in the seminar. Here you cannot get out, so you are in the beginning. the front, right? Suppose if I stand here, what will happen? You have to look like this. They don't see. How they will look at your belly, right? I remember when I was in 8th class, why I was thrown out? Not because I was a bad student. It was very notorious. I had a teacher who comes in the front bench, stand like this. So what I did was, I kept ink there, beautifully. How do I communicate otherwise? And there was one teacher, when he speaks, I used to write poems about them. പ്രാഞ്ചി നടക്കും സ്റ്റാറ്റിസ്റ്റുകൾ അനവധി ഉണ്ടവനെന്നൊരു വാക്കുകളോട് ഓരോന്നുരിയാടാൻ. There is a teacher who walks like this and she has a lot of problems in spelling and all that. All that I wrote a poetry and then pasted somewhere. With all that also they will not improve. What can we do? So the classroom management is generally 2.5 feet. After that there is a table. You have to have a desk behind that. You have a board. So you should only in between this, so that comfortably you can see. There are the rules. Understood? So it is being taught, but you don't practice. So what I am doing is I am trying to make adaptive learning. What is adaptive learning? And generally you hear the word 21st generation education, right? 21st century or generation. Century, 21st century education, great advertisements. What a stupid, foolish advertisement is that, yeah? What is century in mathematics? 100 years. So you are talking about education for 100 years. 100 years back education or front education? Do you think education will stay for 100 years without change? Do you think what we are following is, this is 2024. 2001 it started. That means 24 years old education is you are telling. 24 years back and today there is a lot of difference, right? And what is next generation technology? What is next generation? Generation is 20 years. Is it technology changing in 20 years or faster than that? So DrTPS, that's me. I've got a new terminology in Google. You will not get this. Google 3, 2, 1 world. 3, that is why in your advertisements also 3, 2, 1 world. Third decade of 21st century. Now from today to next 6 years or 5.5 years, if we can make some small difference in education, we are with the technology. So I rewrote my book on adaptive learning because that was written 17 years back. And what is the difference between 17 years and today? Between that we have got a BC. In history there are many BCs. I took birth in BC. You took birth in BC? Yes, before computers. I am working in AD, after digital. Correct? When I took birth there was no computers. Computers were there, but we were our hand. When I was doing my master's, computer knowledge was only 3 months course. The whole computer finished. You can't learn much better than that. So I had one book on computers when I was doing my master's. One book on it, finished. But today we have got thousands of books. So when I wrote the first book, there was no COVID. But after COVID, we have got another BC. Before COVID, correct, no? The before COVID and after COVID is entirely different. But many people are after death only, right? So I kept saying that you record, put it in, all that. You know the LKG, UKG textbook is colorful. When you grow to 7th class science book, black and white. Actually that is where color has to be there. But then why they have not put color? Not because it is expensive. It is expensive is one reason, but somebody would have made richest people should make all the color books, right? You have imagination. In childhood you don't have imagination. Color is required to give imagination. And young childhood, tiny tots, no, I don't call them tiny tots. In all my books I have used tech tots, not tiny. They are not tiny, they are technology tots. You will see a lot of terminology which comes from it. I play with words. So what do? They look at only 3 colors. Young children have only 3 colors. Do you know this? Red, blue, green. If not, you take a 3-year-old girl or a boy. Basically girls, because they have color discrimination ability. Boys are generally, kids or boys are color blind. They don't worry whether you have a red or a blue. But girls will look at red. Because that child loves red. And you take them to a textile showroom, ask them which dress they want. The girl will go and pick up red, but then that is not fitting or it is costing more. You will say blue is good and force them to do it. That goes into their brain, they will become your enemy. I have seen people come to me, I am a psychotherapist, I am an MS in psychotherapy. Hundreds of children come to me saying that I hate my mother, I hate my father. The other Delhi one girl came to me in 9th grade. She was getting very less marks in most of the exams, but I asked a few questions she could answer. And I said, why you are getting? I want to see my mother and father unhappy, so I make all mistakes in examination. In front of mother and father, I asked, when is the last time you slept on your mother's lap? No, I don't remember. I said, both of them, go there. I thrown them out. She was with me. We were cooking together, eating. After some time, I had a very thick jeans. She was sleeping on my lap. It was fully wet. She was crying. She said, first time in my life, in my memory, I had a chance to sleep on somebody's lap. Are you getting what I'm saying? I lost my father. My mother was my guardian. When I was a scientist in Department of Space in Hyderabad, my mother used to come and stay with me. When I go back home, she will run for making chai. I will say, sit there, I want to sleep on your lap sometime. I used. But if mothers cannot give and you teachers cannot love them, I will tell you, they can't do anything in life. It is not that they can't study maths, physics, chemistry. Everybody has got good brain. You give me a child who doesn't understand maths, send it to me for 10 days, they will start laughing. I have a child who failed in maths in 11th class and he wanted to take humanities and pass. He said, send to me. The boy from Abu Dhabi stayed with me 10 days. At the end of that camp, I conduct a lot of camps like this. End of the camp, I asked, what do you want to do? I want to become a maths professor. Who failed in maths. I was like that. I told him I was like that. Understood? You ask every 10th grade child which subject you like. If somebody says biology, immediately I ask, your biology teacher is good, na? She is very good. They hate some subject because the teacher is bad. Correct? In up to 3rd age, they love their father or mother. When they meet a teacher, they are seeing the teacher is meeting lot of fathers and mothers. My teacher is greater than my mother and father. America is much better. America, they say that no, I have only one mother and father. My friends have 4 mothers and 4 fathers. We have only 4 fathers. They have 4 fathers. They are very rich. The culture has to come from home. If that doesn't come, then most of you will tell that no, the parents are not taking role. Always complaints about parents. You are also a parent. Correct or not? Why you cannot? Generally people say I handle mathematics. I take mathematics. These are the words used. I did a lot of survey like this. What do you do? I take maths. I said, why are you taking maths? Give maths? No. I handle maths. Why are you handling maths? The words used by teachers itself is sometimes very, very harsh. You should change. I'll tell you right now. Who pays you? Who pays? Who is giving your salary? Management. Correct? Wrong. Management is not paying from his bank balance, bank account. It comes from your students. So your students are your masters and you are a servant. Understand? All your students are the king, the princess, majesty, So tomorrow onwards, you should do like this, not the other way. And you want to be called as madam, what madam? Britishers left how many years back? What is stupid things we are doing to our children, next generation, yeah? Do you know it is stopped in London? I keep traveling to London. I have got 200 teachers working in London giving tuitions. Indian students who go for masters, I make them not to work in bar and restaurant for earning pocket money. I turn them into teachers. Understood? You go to America and call your boss as sir, termination letter will come. They don't like to be called as sir. Sir title was great. Sir Mokshakundam Vishweshwaraya. Correct? Sir Isaac Newton. Sir C.V. Raman. But today on the road also you go to a bus conductor, you want to balance, you will ask sir. And you call your parents also sir. Correct or not? Why are you calling your parents sir? Because he is giving money. Huh? Understood or not? And if the parent speaks little English, immediately you will call sir. If he speaks only Hindi or Marathi or Kannada, why are you here? You will start shouting at them. You are not. You think English is the greatest language in the world, you know? And if somebody don't speak English, you don't respect them. We do this. I am not doing it. You know Chinmaya Swami? Chinmaya Mission Swami, you know, right? His cousin brother is a researcher in English. He is a good friend of mine. He does research on how people deal with people based on the languages. He taught Britishers in the British University 35 years how to speak English in Indian. Understood? So English is a powerful language. I am not objecting that. But don't think that English is the powerful. I am from Malayalam medium. Studied up to 8th grade. Then back again to the same old useless school. Plus 1, plus 2 in my classroom, I used to look at it, the teacher, which chapter he is teaching. To find out which chapter is in the textbook he is telling, it took 3 months for me. That English only I know. Very difficult. We don't understand trigonometry. One subject was there. Where is this trigonometry? I was searching and got bored enough. Then graduation I started translating book, Macbeth. That's how I started learning. Language is a very simple process to learn. Kannada baratte, chinnagi baratte, odalukku baratte, bariyadukku baratte. I studied in the classroom. Idu nanna tale, idu ninna tale, that's how I learned. My teacher was good. He never used another language to translate. Are you getting? Language is to be learned not by translation. Therefore, when I speak Kannada, I don't think in Malayalam and translate in Kannada. I write points. I remember those days, the law college was conducting a strike. All the slogans I wrote in Kannada and gave to them. You have a poetry. Tinkle, tinkle. You think the student understand tinkle, tinkle, little star? Huh? You make him to tell something which is useless, yeah? Don't. Education up to 7th class is know yourself, know your world around you. Get it? Your world around you is Belgaum. Then know about Karnataka. Then know about India. Then know about the world up to 7th class. Good enough. No syllabus is required. I am sure some of you must be from CBSE schools. How many of you? Correct. Which class you teach? First standard CBSE. What is CBSE full form? Central Board of Secondary Education. Secondary comes from which grade? 9th class. Then how can be first standard be CBSE? You understood what I am saying? You are fooling parents. You are fooling teachers. The government is fooling. There is no CBSE up to 9th class. But it has become a fashion. CBSE means everybody will go. Pay as much as they want. No. CBSE is 9th class. So I have lot of schools in which they don't face, so no syllabus, they will write no syllabus. You can teach what you want, but you follow NCERT. You know what is NCERT up to the books which you are getting? They sponsor my tickets to all the Gulf countries because they sell this where I go and speak. It's actually made by the book sellers, not by any subject experts. They come from different company, they only change the front page, content is same. CBSE there is no syllabus, NCERT there is no syllabus. New education policy has come. I gave a lot of lectures in great universities in India on new education policy. And everybody will say, wonderful speech, you gave a beautiful scenario. And ultimately I will say, it is 1963 September, the talk by Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan in Kerala University is what I spoke. No new education policy. Exactly same. We started the university. University means every subject has to be studied. Then we started going by veterinary, agriculture, technology, medical separate. Now new education policies is put them together again. Is it something different or? Now we have got the SDG. What is SDG? Sustainable Development Growth. Many seminars. Thanks to Professor COVID, who started everybody on seminars and webinars, right? Sustainable Development Growth. I wrote a book on SDG. Sanatana Dharma Goals. SDG is Sanatana Dharma Goals. Whatever SDG says, it is there in our Dharma, Bharatiya Dharma Shastra. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Sustainable Development. Correct or not? Is there something different? Sustainable development, everybody has to be seen as my brothers and sisters, that's it. You have to think different. So what I did, I changed the education system in Sri Lanka. It's a book which I wrote and released there with an expert of education from the Ministry of Sri Lanka, and she is a dean of education now. We wrote a book together. They decided my 4 books which defines early childhood education will be translated there and then used for their education system. And that's called the Grandma Child SHIKSHA Gurukulam. What is grandma? All the teachers have to be called as grandmother. Grandfathers are less. Correct or not? Is there a male teacher in the early childhood education? Rarely you see one. Not here in India alone. The whole world it is like that. That is because early childhood educators have got good heart. Maybe little less head. All ladies are supposed to have good heart. Though you don't have good head, no problem. Head is not required. What is required? Heart. But gents think that they have good head. Think that. They may not have both. Therefore, what happens is, most of the time earlier ladies were not to work because they take the hoe in the heart and then wherever they go, they talk about all the activities. Gents, you know what happens? They come out of the door, they forget who is at home. Always like that. Everywhere it's like that. Correct or not? Who speaks more politics? Gents. Well, they can't speak about what happens in the house. They can speak about what happens in the parliament house. You ask anybody who is your children, close friends, mother will know. Father? And for me also it's right. My both sons who are the friends, my wife knows the whole, all my relatives' names, date of birth, everything my wife knows. I not remember all. They have good heart. All ladies are, it's not my word, it's Nelson Mandela who said. Very difficult to have 2H. Either you have good heart or good head. Both is not possible. Because generally you want to eat ice cream. If 2 ladies are there, they will go together. If 2 gents are there, see, I have some urgent work. As he goes, he will go for ice cream. He will look at the pocket and see. No, let him not. Understood? Logically, they keep thinking. Understood? So it's very difficult to understand people if you don't have. So who becomes more wiser and more heart when you become grandmother? So I have a designation for all the teachers, no. All the mentors, no. All the madam. The madam is, Queen Elizabeth is the madam. Old lady, correct? Correct or not? In India, what do you call if Queen Elizabeth is there? Will you call the madam or grandmother? Grandmother. Correct? Do you think a grandmother will stand and the children will sit in the house? What do grandmother do? They sit on the floor. So I am a classroom in which teachers should sit on the floor. But don't sit on the floor, it's very difficult. Look at sitting DrTPS. I teach how to sit on the floor. Generally, sitting on the floor will give you a lot of back pain. So in traditional Indian houses, we have got big wooden plank. For eating, what do? I have got my choice, my mother has her choice, brothers have their choice, everybody has got based on their seat comfort. Make a seat comfort, sit on the floor. All the children should be around you. Your class will become excellent. They will start loving you, they will start hugging you, they will come closer to you. I am sure you cannot change that in your schools. Because already a lot of money is paid. Parents don't like this. But one day you experimented this in your school. Once in a week. Okay? And don't put all the age 3 in one room. In your house, do you put like that? Assume you have 3 children. Will they put age 3 in this room, age 4 in another room? Or you sit together and then play? See, learning comes only when there is a vertical mixing. Understood? Communication becomes better only when there is a vertical mixing. So what is to be done? Make your children of nursery, LKG, UKG, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 in same class at least one day in a week. See how change happens in them. Whatever they learn, let them share. Let the seniors will ask them, this is what I learned, share them. The young children will start learning, because earlier all the houses were like a school, lot of children. And today, only one child, sometimes half child. Father is not there, or 6 months here, 6 months there. The contract will be there after divorce, right? Understood? And they don't spend time also with you. Parents don't have time. They don't spend sufficient time together. So what is to be done? They share. Nobody says this is my child. So most essentially you should mix them so that they learn. So this is a book which explains how things have to happen in the classroom. And this is A to Z. Ambitious beginning, a child's dream, ABCD is used. All the headings are chapter A, chapter B, chapter C, chapter D, up to, I made 4 books because one book is too bulky. Otherwise it's a single book, A to Z, 26 chapters. Now what happened was, when I never had this idea when I spoke about this, not this elaborate, it was just a 1 hour talk in Sri Lanka. Lot of educators were there, lot of teachers were there. And then one rich man was sitting, he took me to his places around, and then he told me, I want all these books to be translated in Sinhala. And I gifted all the books to him. 1, 2, 3 sets I had, so I gave 1 book. Then I thought that this book translation will take at least 1 year. Maybe somebody's interest will go, only 1 person. And who will read? Only 1 person will read. So I said I put a new technique which is called a chapter wise people will translate. And all of them will become authors. I did a workshop. You can see all these on my YouTube. Whatever I am saying is there on my YouTube. I conducted a translation workshop for them on 22nd, just before my Goa trip. I identified 52 people, 26 chapters divided by pair. All of them are now translating. It will happen in less than a month time. After that, I call all of them and then start sharing your knowledge to the other person. All the 26 will share knowledge, everybody will learn more books, right? Understood? This is what I do. When I conduct camps, what do? The whole year book, which is the bulky book of the whole general knowledge, I buy 10 of them and split all of them into bits and pieces, distribute to all the people, start making all of them to learn, share the knowledge. I'm sure you must not have seen somebody splitting the book and then sharing it, right? Do we do that? We do that. Engineering colleges and all, we do that. How did I do? There are 10 chapters, divide all the chapters, split it into pieces, give to one, all of them. And then ask them, finish this, make them sit together, discuss, and finish one chapter, just like that. So there has to be a different style of learning, because children are very sharp. It's boring to be the same teacher, same style, because world is changing. So all these are based on the handbook for mentors, age 3 to grade 3. I used a different terminology like mentors, teachers, grandmother, because all of a sudden if I write grandmother, they'll think, oh, this is not my job, it's grandmother's job, you will say. Correct? And this is HIJKL, this is MNOPQRS, and this is 2VUWXYZ. Now let me ask you, how many of you want to become authors with me? Raise your hands. Make a group. Among this group, after this seminar, no compulsory. After this seminar, I can just translate it in 2 days, I'll tell you. Because Google will do, artificial intelligence will do. And I can print it and publish also. But when you do it, you become authors. Understood? And you feel that, yeah, I read at least one chapter, right? And you know how to implement this on the ground. I'm thankful to Dr. Ravi, he said, I have to come back again. She is the person who has to make it operational. I work like that. When I meet people, I'll say, yeah, I'm coming back. Welcome. 1 month I stayed in Abu Dhabi for a camp. Once I met somebody, they said, no, we want children on summer to be taken care of. I said, next summer I am coming. 1 month. And age 3 to 13 years, all the children were together. 1 month camp. My student in America called me there in 6 months. I conducted 3 camps. Young children. Young children will come. I'll ask them close eyes. You can't close eyes like this. And see sitting in the front. All these are available. Columbus DrTPS. Abu Dhabi, AUH is the short form. You will see me there. KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, DrTPS. You will see my classes there because I record everything and they post on YouTube. You will see young children in the church and elderly people, including the white-skinned singers in American church sitting in my class. For what? Karagre Vasate Lakshmi. Sing. Karagre. Don't do like this. This is Lakshmi. Everybody knows. Correct? This is Lakshmi. So when you go to Lakshmi's temple, what you should do? Karagre Vasate Lakshmi. Then only the feeling comes. Then only you understand the meaning. Understood? Do it. I am recording. Karagre. Louder. Karagre Vasate Lakshmi. Who is Lakshmi's husband? Narayana. Vishnu. Everyone say. He is the man of job, action, karma. Correct? So what does it say? You want Lakshmi? Do karma. Do your job, money will come. Is it not a highly motivating class? Who? Not my class. The chanting I am saying. Karagre Vasate Lakshmi. What does it mean? If you do work, you get money. Karamadhye Saraswati. So knowledge is in your hand. Karamule Stita Gauri. Karamule Stita Gauri. If I want to beat or pat, this has to work. A small problem here doesn't work. Karamule Stita Gauri. Gauri is the Shakti. My Shakti stands here. Karamule Stita Gauri Prabhade Karadarshana. Prabhade look at your hand and then say, my money is in my hand, my wealth is in my hand, my energy is in my hand. Then I become self-motivated. This is how we have to make things happen in life. But then, your money, your knowledge, your enthusiasm, everything comes to you only when you share it. And who shares to you every knowledge? Who starts giving you knowledge? Who is the teacher, first teacher for you? That is why we say Madhu Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. Then? No. Acharya Devo Bhava. Guru is a theoretical knowledge person. Acharya is who practices. Seeing somebody you will feel, I want to be like him. And follow him. And that person is called an Acharya. Not who gives theoretical lectures. He has to be practically there. Understood? I can ask all of you, you have to wake up at 4 o'clock. Only if I wake up at 4 o'clock, right? Correct or not? Ah, what a beautiful season is this. Raining out. Everybody, how is your sleep? Wonderful. What was that wonderful sleep? How do you know you are sleeping or not? Jagrat Sapna Sushupti Nam. Jagrat, life. The lifetime itself you are almost dead. Manushya Rupena Mrgashcharandi. Like an animal somebody is moving. No expressions. No learning. No smiling. Nothing is there. No salam namaste also. Assalamu alaikum. Nothing is there. Expression should come. You have to be expressive. You have to be responsive. Somebody asked the other day, you must look at my Kolkata DrTPS. In your certificate there is a seal. National Education Foundation, NEF. Ramakrishna Bhatt is in Kolkata, right? Some very senior person was asking a question. He was sitting there. How do we make the next generation responsible? Wonderful. Immediately the lady who was sitting in front of him, I said, get out of the class. She coolly went. Then I asked, why you did not respond? Why are you asking this girl to go out? Why you did not ask? Asking that question is the response. You don't have. You understood? Reacting to situation is reaction. Responding is before reaction, jump into action is called respond. Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakramam, Shabhede, Yatra Vartande, Devam Tatra Prakashiyat. God will come and appear in front of you. Only when you have Udyamam. What is Udyamam? Planning. Everybody plans. Tomorrow morning I will get up. Then you will decide. Anyway, Sunday no. Monday onwards I will start. And Monday what you will think? It's anyway 3rd week of this month. August onwards. August 1st what you will say? 15th August is the best day to start. Is it not this problem for you? All of you? Yes or no? There is one solution. That solution is what I asked her. 20-second rule. What is the rule? Anything is in front of me, I will immediately capture. If the book is very far, I will not go and take it. The water is very close to me, I will take it. Otherwise, I will say after some time I will drink. So before going to bed, drink 3 liters of water. So what will happen in the morning? That is the time when Brahma will call you. This is time for you get up. That's called a Brahma Muhurtam. Understood? Brahma Muhurtam is not the watch time. That is because the center of India they decided IST. When I go to northeast, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and all I go, I wake up, you know what is the time? 4 o'clock, 4:30 sun is up. And when you go to Gujarat it will be 7:30. So don't think that Brahma is one IST. Brahma keeps moving as per the sun. So your time is not the time 6:30. That is why in your Panchangam it is written, sunrise is 6:20. In another district it will be 6:30. I am an astrologer, strong astrologer. So that is why we look at longitude. Your date of birth and place of birth I require. Place I don't require latitude, I want only longitude. I must know the time. Not the time of what is written there. When the sun is rising, from that only I compute to the star position. Got it? So the mother has given you birth, or you mother has given birth by mistake. In which mood you had sex, the child will have that problem. See, I am not answering and talking just like that. I have a lot of questions. All your questions, 39 of them has built up, which I have studied in the morning. And I posted the whole one Excel sheet to her. And all that I have studied. I want that from you. What is that you want? Many people said that, how do you handle, take care of what? Children who are, what do they do? What do you call them? Hyper. These are all very, very physics terminologies which I don't want to use. Some children become extremists also. Some children are dynamic. They are dynamic also sometimes. Correct? Why? Because that is how he has produced. Now you cannot reproduce them. I am not talking something. Understood? Where did you learn this? Mahabharata. Mahabharata, don't you have different children? Different character? Eh? Why somebody become Pandu? The mother became? Understood? So each mood in which you produce children is the psychology of the children. You can't do it. That is what I have written in this textbook. I am from an Ayurvedic family. Now what is to be done? The vehicle is not manufactured well. Maintenance will require more care. That's it. Understood? You know, when you kill a fish, put them out of water, it starts trembling for life. The breathing problem will be there. The fish dies without air. You eat that, you get skin problem. Yesterday in the conference, one teacher was there. When he was talking to me, he was a male teacher, Francis. His colleague was there. I told that lady, keep your ear on his back. There will be grr grr sound. He has breathing problem, I said. I said, how do you know? Your sound, I can tell which problem you have. And therefore you have a skin problem. I have a skin problem. I am going to dermatologist. I said, stop eating your fish. You will be alright. That's a medicine. That is why in Ayurveda we have pathyam. What is pathyam? Eat only this, only avoid this. You can have ice cream, no problem. If you have a respiratory problem, ice cream, but before sunset. Buttermilk and curd before sunset. Biggest problem in most of us is we eat lot of milk products. And where the milk comes from? The cow and buffalo. What they eat, we have no control. Understood? In Hyderabad, recently one of the cow was, after that opened up, it has seen 60 kilogram of plastic inside the curry. They just like that to take, and then they gulp out and then chew, but this will not come out. They died because of that. In a fish, in my childhood when we run and then fall, the leg breaks and the pus comes, what do? I will put it in the water, the fish will clean it up. So what is fish eating? All the pus. And what are we eating? That fish. Enjoy ಮಾಡಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Understood? So the food what you eat determines your basic character. 15th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Katvamla Lamanat Krishna is the sloka starting. I teach Bhagavad Gita. 3 times I taught, one in United Nations. Lot of foreigners will learn. Sloka by sloka I teach that. The food what you eat determines your character. So more mirchi, more salt. Do you know if you eat 80 grams of salt you can die? Committing suicide you don't require any poison. Eat lot of salt. Finished. That will happen. No, don't do that. So food determines your. No buffalo, no calf will go to any cow and suck milk. It will go and search which is its mother, then only they take milk. Even if it is really feeling thirsty, only if it sees its mother. But the pet animals, we force them to drink somebody's milk. Now we, wherever breast is there, take the milk. What an animal is this? Most of the diseases are because of that. Why are you looking at me? I am not diseased for last 40 years. No doctor I have seen with my problems. Every day I travel. 60 kilogram exact. Maybe 59 point something, 60 point something. Not less than 59, not over 60. How? Food. Physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual. So how do you take care of the child? Food first. Okay. Second one, give him lot of activities. That is why sports is given. So that all energy is used there. So that we become cool and calm. But it gives a great responsibility to him. You can see in my Calcutta West Bengal class, I am translating Tinkle Tinkle Little Star into Bangla. Bangla Tinkle Tinkle DrTPS. You will see the Bangla song. That's how I teach. All the nursery to age 3 in same class. And one boy was too much disturbing. I took him here and then said, you are the leader, you are my assistant. Whatever I am saying, you should tell others. So responsible now, you should see the change immediately. I record all this. He became a leader there, he became perfect. I said, leaders now have to be very careful. Because everybody is looking at you the way you are behaving. He became very strict. Understood? If you don't give me chance for lecturing now, I will create a lot of problems in the street. My kids used to tell, joke out. Acha acha, that's how they call him. Father means acha acha, acha acha. No, marriage ceremony did not start. There are a lot of audience. Why couldn't you give a lecture? Make fun of me saying. But they have seen me from childhood, going to different places. I take my family along with me. Understood? So you should give them responsibility. So I have answered most of your questions. What I did was, I read all this and then said, this is how, maybe directly I have not given, but all my talk I gave a lot of. Okay, so you can look at my books. Most of them are available. And this is what my poetry book. The other poetry book I just gifted yesterday. 3-4 of them grabbed it. So I couldn't get. The 55th one is Kalam. The Malak to Kalam, the Malak. When Jayalalitha died also I wrote. She is one of the most intelligent chief ministers of India. People know only about her number of sarees. But I have seen the number of books she has. No interviewer can interview her without studying. Understood? Lot of questions. What a marvelous knowledge. And she acted in English movies. Very powerful. Nobody can interview her because she will have a lot of questions back. Great. So when she died, I wrote a poetry. All of you should start writing. What it? Should have the habit of documenting. That should come from writing. Every day what you do in your classroom has got a lot of knowledge to you. The whole India is a great country in which each person of you have knowledge. If you don't document it, it goes waste. My MBA is knowledge management. How do you document the knowledge so that you can share to the? Understood? And then when you write down, you think I have to become slightly different tomorrow. I cannot be the same thing. The same thing you cannot write, na? You have to make new experience. So you will start experimenting, you will start improving. You do that documentation for next 1 year. Send it to me as a document. I will give you a postgraduate diploma from the University of America, Yoga University of Americas. And you have already a postdoctorate, masters in any of the subjects, and you are a teacher who documented this in 1.5 years, 2 years, I will give you a PhD. You will get a doctorate. So I run not from me, it's a university which is registered from one of the doctors in Bangalore, and I am an Acharya of that university, in which I have a responsibility of looking at Indian education, how it can contribute. Otherwise, Kasturi Rangan cannot contribute or make any change in this world. He was my boss when I joined Department of Space. We cannot copy something from Finland. Finland is a small island in the northern hemisphere. Karnataka is bigger than that. And people from India will say Finland is great. What is great? That is great because 180 days there is no sunset. Do you think in such an environment, such a geography, what is happening can be implemented here? Climate, culture, socio-economic conditions, the parents' education, everything matters. So what is happening in Karnataka cannot happen in Kashmir. Understood? So what you write to become an authentic book. I want each one of you to become part of an education change. And my rest of my life, from 2000 I started giving lecture, 2009 I took my retirement. I decided I am going to do this in every part of the world. That is why I forced this poor lady who was silent, enjoying life, disturbed, perturbed, started telling we should have something here. And the reason is but I sent messages to all of them, both of them kept silent, let somebody else do it. After that I will involve. Correct or not? You got my message, but the initiative came from her. Understood? I sent a message same day, all of you, but she said I did not have your number. DrTPS number is not that. Go and Google DrTPS. If Google doesn't give you my number, tell me, I will see the Google CEO. And then okay, so we'll take a break. That's what she says. Yeah. So immediately after that, now I am not going to talk. Did your chocolate came? Okay. That's for a joke, to show something. Okay. When you were telling chocolate, I thought immediately I will show you how to make a doll out of chocolate. I do a lot of craft. Correct? The children will love this. You have to share. That's why I said in the group, make something which you can show somebody else. So next will be a lot of demonstrations or what you wanted to ask and discussion. So now you know. No, this is not what I wanted. Yeah, this is. You know how to make from the shop? Who can do that? Yeah, then do it. Yeah. It came on your head, you didn't catch. Presence of mind. Tish. Yeah. Take it. Okay? So I want all of you to respond. When in a group, when you join, somebody send a message, respond. I have sent individually also to many of you. I have sent individually, not those people who joined yesterday and day before yesterday. Before that, whoever joined, I have sent a message. That also no reply came. I know who are all the people because I see the DP and see, this person, this person. I invest a lot of my time. When I can send to 60 people, one person you cannot reply. You are so busy, right? Don't do that. Respond. Okay? So have chai, how much time? 10 minutes, how much chai you can be? Yeah. Bring as much as you can in 10 minutes. She is giving 10 minutes to have tea. Big jug. Karnataka they drink little chai, right? Yeah, we used to drink full glass, and when I came to Bangalore they gave small cup. I said, poured here. Like a hydro.